What's going on, guys? Today we're gonna do some chill product research for Amazon FBA. I'm gonna be going onto my screen, just looking at products. This won't be scripted. I got nothing planned, so I'm just gonna go onto Amazon, go into product research software, start digging through some ideas, see what I can find, and just kind of talk my process out loud while I'm doing that. As we all know, product research is the hardest part about Amazon FBA. So the more reps you can see, I think that's for the better. Before I hop on my screen, make sure you hit that subscribe button, as I'll be trickling these product research videos throughout the year, using the same sheet for tracking. Hopefully you can see my process. Otherwise, guys, let's hop into it. All right, guys, I'm in Helium 10 here, starting the product research. I won't go too deep into everything here, how to use it, all that good stuff. I got tutorial videos on Helium 10, just look that up. That way I have more time just to get into actually looking at products here today. So we're in tools, we're in black box. I'm in the keyword section here. So I've selected search volume here, 2,000 to 5,000. Monthly revenue, I haven't put anything just because I'm just going to dictate everything by search volume. Price 15 to 50. That way I don't get too high, too low. Obviously FBA fees cut into that. Review count, this one I mess around with quite a bit, but 550 for the max today. So word count here, I like this one a lot during the keyword section just because I want longer tailed keywords. I want something very niche down. So we're doing minimum word count 4 within our phrases. For categories, I've selected, let's see here, arts, crafts, sewing, baby, health and household, home and kitchen, industrial and scientific, kitchen and dining, office products, patio, lawn and garden, pet supplies, sports and outdoors, and tools and home improvement. And then here, if I click back in, I've gone up to large bulky here. I've not gone over. I just don't want to deal with very large things in this round here. That takes a bit more money, all that good stuff. So we're gonna hit search down below here. As you can see, it starts auto-populating keyword phrases for me with all my constraints in here. Our goal today is to find some interesting stuff, open them all up, look at them here, add to our sheet within here, and just keep continuing on until we find some really good stuff. If you watched the last one, as you know, it takes a bit to find products. I found a lot of bad products and only a couple decent good ones here. If you want to see that video, I'll put it down a link in description down below, but just watch that after this video and you'll be all caught up in this little series here. So going back to black box, okay, so we got, this is branded here, so avoid that. Yard sale signs with stakes. Let's open that up. I doubt that's any good, but we'll take a gander. Artificial flowers, I hate that niche a lot. Chest freezer organizer bins, don't like that niche either. Puck hats for men. Okay, hot air balloon decorations, that's super interesting. Downstream injector for power washer, block and tackle pulley system. So again, guys, I'm just looking for stuff that catches my eye. I know there's probably stuff that catches your eye that doesn't catch mine. I'll try to explain the best I can when I can, but it's most likely just not interesting to me, or I've seen it before and I know it sucks. Birthday pencils for student, onion and potato storage bins, calming music for dogs, no thank you. Page 2, karate belt display rack, 5-gallon bucket lid, pool fountain, baptism favor for guests, Beth and Betty Waterworks, time cards for employees, hot air balloon wind spinners. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be going down a hot air balloon little niche today. Self-closing gate hinges, pool pump, plastic baskets for food, gold metal wall art, grounding mat for feet. Okay, let's keep going here. Bride to be sign. Okay. Anything with weddings I kind of like because people do not shy about spending during weddings here. Doesn't mean it's going to be a good niche because there's a lot of competition. It isn't a decor niche, right? So it has to fit their liking, meaning there's going to be a lot of variations. The conversion rate's going to be low because they're all going to pick what they fancy versus just a traditional thing or whatever it may be. But doesn't mean we can't go into it. Just means we have to be strategic about it if the opportunity's there. Happy birthday LED sign. Okay, for self-tan sleep sack. Dance garment bags for dancers, shark odor neutralizer cartridge. What is that? Are we trying to get sharks less stinky out there? What's going on? Ice cream cups, disposables, sight, smell, touch, taste, sound, gift bags. What the heck is that? Let's see here. Baby Buddha wearable cups. What is that? Let's take a look at that. Some of these I just click because I need to know what the heck these things are. Even though I know they probably are crap. I have to know. The curiosity gets me. Okay, airplane bed for toddler, right? My brain goes to, there's probably airplane beds for toddlers that are there working, so it's maybe saturated, but what about a dinosaur bed? What about a shark bed? Like, are there opportunities to expand this niche and kind of find our little hole in the market? Castor oil, bulk Father's Day gifts for church. This sounds kind of lame, but anything I see with churches, I just think, it's probably bare minimum. They want to, you know, especially if church is buying this stuff, they don't have a huge budget, so they're going to be pretty price conscious. So I could be wrong there. Fishing hat with fan, solar fan outdoor hat, hot dog roller for grill, hair tool organizer. May just find one more here. Standing towel racks for bathroom. And my only suggestion for you guys out there doing this is that you're going to do this a lot, right? I'm only going through like 5-6 pages here, but you can do this every day for a long time, just looking for more ideas. What I really like to get into is me on Amazon, because that's kind of where you take it to the next level and kind of figure out, you know, how I think about these things, how to bring it to market, all that good stuff. Check out one hitter set. Nothing with that kind of stuff, guys. You're not going to have a good time with Amazon with that. Fishing rod repair kit, grazing muzzle for horses, disposable bed sheets for travel, wooden curtain rods for windows, fast drying stone. This little phase is played out, in my opinion. The stone sink mats, things like that, it's just too saturated. I'd stay away from that. Bedding sets, blind date with a book. Okay, this one's just curiosity. What does that mean? Okay, lounge chair. This was the last page we'll go through before hopping onto Amazon. Let's see. Small chandelier, light fixture, 12 pocket card binder, dust bath for chickens, glass pots for cooking on stove, glow in the dark yarn. Okay, let's go into this here then. So we're going to start with yard sales signs with stakes. Now, a lot of these things are probably going to be customizable. What I really wanted to see here was if there were tons of variations that are different, allowing for different designs. I'm not seeing a ton there, just a lot of customizable products, right? So you click into here, I mean, you can actually customize them. These ones just look like you write on them potentially. Yes, these aren't customizable. You should be able to see that. Usually have it within the words here. Write on me here, write your info here. So a lot of these are actually write-ons. I'd be curious if there is room for some customizable signs. I don't think I want to play that game. Yeah, just a write-on. It's going to be just a commodity market, just cheapest signs, write on them, call it good. Yard signs, again, people are usually they're not going to spend a bunch of money advertising that. They're going to get the cheapest signs, the best value there. So moving on to hot air balloon decorations, we see the search volume here. Let's see when it peaks. Summertime makes sense here for peaks. Again, ignore the data for 2020 to 2022. Usually this is a lot higher than the data afterwards because everybody's stuck at home shopping. What I like to see ideally is the search volume higher than it was previous 2020 here, which it's not in this case. So it's actually gone down a little bit, but not by much, right? We still got very healthy search volume here. It's gone down a little bit, but nothing to be shocked and awe about. Obviously, winter time here is pretty slow for these, so something to know there. Just summer season's bigger. So first thing we see is these cheaper ones here, only 100 plus bought past month. These ones here, a little nicer quality, a little higher when it comes to price point. 4.2 stars, which is semi-low here. 310 reviews, 1,000 plus bought. That's a good sign. 50 bought, 100 plus bought. So what we're looking for here is just what's kind of the best performing items here. So this one here, 200 plus bought, 400 plus bought, but very low price points. Go down to here. This is like a collector's item here. It looks like a little lantern. 500 plus bought at $26. That's pretty cool. Okay, so it looks like the higher end stuff is doing pretty well here. Let's open this up. And then what was the other one here? This one. So it looks like the collections here, but they're both Teresa's collection. So it could be heavily brand influenced, but let's see what's going on here when it comes to these. So with these decorative lamps, I want to see kind of what keywords they're ranking for here. So we're going to open up the X-ray keywords for this. So we see their third here, organic rank for hot air balloon solar lantern, hot air balloon decorations, which are the keyword what we're on here. So this is why I like to go in here, guys. I like to find the top selling ones that look interesting and see where they're ranking, right? Say we're getting a similar product here. We think we're going after this keyword, but in reality, our best keyword is this right here, you know, because it's got a higher organic rank, more search volume. So we know this is more relevant to this product. We can assume that most of their sales are getting driven by this keyword right here. Solar hot air balloon flame. So we have a good amount of search volume here. So I want to open up this keyword. Then I want to go into the other one and see what's going on with that one when it comes to keywords and rankings. So we see some bigger keywords. So not only do we have opportunities in these smaller keywords, but we see like solar lantern, 22,000. Now it's only ranked 15 here, so it's not hyper relevant, but it is relevant. I'm sure there's a good amount of PPC sales on these guys. But our first super relevant keyword, that it's ranking for and driving sales organically is the hot air balloon solar lantern, which we saw for the last keyword or the last product here too. So we know for this product and this brand here, this is kind of the main target for this, but there's opportunity to get some sales and keep moving up when it comes to these keywords here. So I'm going to open up that keyword and kind of see what's going on. Okay, now we see instead of decorations, we see more essentially of everything we're looking at here. We see a lot of Teresa's here collection, which is kind of scary from the fact of you don't want to see a brand dominating that well here. We actually see their Chinese seller as well, which doesn't super alarm me, right? Because I trust my skills to be able to outmaneuver them when it comes to that, but they do have the pricing power advantage. So kind of neutral when I see something like that. Go down, we see a lot of variations, a lot of different designs here. What we're looking for is kind of a stalemate on designs, so we can bring in newer designs and see how they do there. We see a lot of American flag ones for 4th of July. So that holiday's kind of taken up there. Obviously, we can hit other holidays potentially, but at first glance, when I see all these different designs, it's like, okay, a lot of designs are being tried. That's exactly what I would do. I'd come in with different designs, and it's like, how different or better can I be than these? These look pretty, they look pretty good. So for something like this, I'd kind of stop what I'm doing with this one and actually go back to decorations, right? That was kind of the big thing when it came to this keyword, because decorations can mean a lot of different things. So the next step, what I do is kind of figure out what are they using these decorations for, right? And I kind of consider in my head too, 100 plus sales for the top product here. Is that even worth it getting into that little market there or niche? So let's click into this one and see what kind of keywords it brings up for us. Total listing, they're drawing about 9,000 in sales. So I guess there are some good ones. You got Christmas, colorful, multicolor, rainbow. I mean, the first thing I would do here is I bring in a July 4th variation because it is such a summer product that it makes a lot of sense to have like a USA based kind of pack here. So let me go into see all keywords. And the first thing I recognize here is how many more rabbit holes we might go into. Oh, the places you'll go decoration. What does that mean? Wizard of Oz decorations, it's ranking for number 8 here with 2,000 search volume. So we know this is a little market of its own. So let's go, oh, the places you'll go. So it must be like a going away thing for that, or maybe I'm missing something. Is this like a Dr. Seuss thing? That looks very Dr. Seuss-ish, which we got to be careful with that because of copyrights. So if that is, that'd be something I'm out on for that. Yeah, I'm seeing very similar things here. You might be asking yourself, well, how can they get away with it? You know, they only have 16 reviews. So they could be up here just for a short time, 24 reviews. So they could be just getting a quick buck and then they'll get an IP hit, 61 reviews here, 9 here. So it's just a matter of time before, their lawyers find it. It's just, even if they get away with it for a long time, it's not a game I want to be into because, it's just too risky, right? You develop a good product, you get to 1,000 reviews, things are going very well. Then all of a sudden you get taken down because the brand owner, the IP owner is like, I'm tired of this crap. Same thing could be said about the Wizard of Oz stuff. If it's not like generic stuff like this, right? There's no IP concern with a yellow brick road in the middle of a picnic table here. This stuff gets a little crazy on the edge there, but something like this is okay. When you have the characters in there, especially the word branding in here, that's when you can kind of get in trouble with that kind of stuff. But yellow brick road, runner, you wouldn't get in trouble with that, but there's no way to kind of differentiate when it comes to that. Maybe you have different colors outside of that, but I'm not sure the color scheme for something like got green and you got yellow here. So if you're curious about that, then you just go into the yellow brick road keywords and you go down that rabbit hole, take a look at that. We see 1,500 searches here. I want to see if this is seasonal, like October. So Halloween and then summer. Yeah, this one would need more research because I don't know. I can't believe this is seasonal. Like are they making a remake right now or something? You got to be careful with the remake stuff because they'll pop off for like the 3 months it's out in theaters and then it'll just go away. But we see really low stars here, really low stars here, low stars here. Interesting. So for something like this, I might want to set up a bundle of some sort. So this is where I go into Wizard of Oz decorations. And then I'm going to find some other top selling stuff like this here. Okay, so this is ranking, okay, we ignore the sponsored ones, right? This is ranking number 1 on Wizard of Oz decorations here, okay? We know this is number 2 here. So maybe we bundle the yellow brick road tablecloth with the green streamers, have a different couple, different designs that makes sense for something like that. Maybe we bundle with this as well. And we kind of just, that's one of my favorite things to do. We take decorations, this keyword, right? It's very broad. There's a lot of things here they can pick and choose, but we know this sells well. This sells okay. This sells okay for this niche as well. Well, we take the most popular items that aren't bundled together already, and we put them together. So we can keep going down. So the yellow brick road stuff, right? It could be this, a runner. or the tablecloth here. Tablecloth would be easier. The streamers, maybe this guy here. Not sure about this. This would be super easy, but the fact that I'm kind of scared away from the copyright stuff concerns me. This has 100 plus bots. So yeah, and when you see a lot of stuff too, guys, what you do is you take the top item and say there's like 6 things you want to bundle with. We'll just grab 2 for this one, right? So you take the streamers, tablecloth, say this guy here. You bundle that all together. Then you make a second bundle. Take the most popular product here again. Then we bundle it with this and maybe in an actual runner here or something of the sort, right? Then because you're like, which one does the best? And I can't put them all together because that's gonna be like a $60 bundle. They're gonna be price sensitive, but we give them 2 affordable options, both at like $20, $30. Then you have 2 possible variations that do well and you can kind of test them against each other. And there's a probability as well, some of those people who aren't price sensitive will just buy both anyways. So I kind of like this one. This is something I look into more. I had to learn more about Wizard of Oz. But if we go into here, and then we're gonna grab the streamers here, just as a reference product. And we're just gonna grab from here. Okay, we can call this one bundle, right? Just kind of remind us. We're gonna make notes over here. Wizard of Oz, bundle, decorations, make 2 variations with the streamers, with the other top 6 performing single items. So we've had a lot of success doing things like that. So I always like that technique. And the cool thing over time, you'll get more research about the market. You'll understand it better. And you can just keep adding products, whether they're solo products or other bundles, all that good stuff there. So that was a good little segue we found there, a little rabbit hole when it comes to that. Let's go into, see how hot air balloons got us into Wizard of Oz decoration bundles? Like that's what I mean by going down the rabbit hole. That's what you do. It's kind of like you're using data and you're using research apps to get your start, to get your foot in the door. And then you just have to understand it enough. And that's why I like making these videos so you can see me do it. You kind of just let things happen and all of a sudden you have some ideas and formulations. And, you know, we looked at like 6 different keywords when it came to the hot air balloon decorations. Now we're into hot air balloon wind spinners. I'm guessing this is pretty seasonal. Yes, May, June, July here, and then it dies as far as Christmas, maybe a little bump up here for gifts. That's the cool thing about summer products. A lot of them you'll see that in Christmas time, they do well as gifts, which you can see right here, a little bump up in December again, a little bump up in December again, December bump here, then back off here. So just seasonal products are great. You just got to understand how they work and be okay with you're going to have some downtime, but it gives you time to adjust, make different variations, find other products, all that good stuff here. So spinners, looks like a lot of this stuff is already being done. Kind of the same thing I'm seeing when it came to like the decorative ones. Bride to be sign here. Okay, so the first organic one is here. And this looks like a little vinyl print on potentially. Bridal shower here. All very similar stuff. Price points are pretty low. When it comes to this is a terrible Photoshop, by the way, or AI generated photo. So something like this, I don't like just the signs. I would need to bundle it with something, you know, maybe a backdrop, but let's see actually in this one here. This seems to be a backdrop with this. It's like a real wooden sign here. It's not doing too well as far as sales. This would honestly just lead me into bridal shower gifts and I go down that rabbit hole. So bridal shower, that's bridal shower gifts. 45,000. Yeah, it's a big niche when it comes to that. Let's see the seasonality for this one. Spring, June. Okay, makes sense, right? Nicer weather, more weddings, all that good stuff. So we go down, tons of gifts here. I don't like the gifts things that I know it's gonna be already played out. I like decorations a little bit more. Let's try that out here. So go to the decorations, we got lanterns, we got plastic glasses here for champagne or whatever, fake rings. See a set here for that. What was the keyword volume on this? 29, so it's very big. I'd like to find something a bit more niche down. So let's find a well-selling bundle here, right? Bridal shower decorations. Let's see what kind of keywords this brings up for us because it's selling well. So I like to pick the good selling ones because that they're going to be ranking for more keywords, which gives me more visibility in all our options, right? Or where the top of the market is, all that good stuff. So we see bridal shower decor, bride-to-be decorations, bachelorette decorations, bride balloons, decor, a lot of decor stuff. So that's all going to fit into decorations, of course, accessories, same thing. So I'm kind of out on this one. I don't see any little rabbit holes to go into for that. And again, guys, I could go deeper on that, force something to work, but I'd rather just kind of, without sounding too hoopla, but kind of vibe product research, right? I hate that. I hate saying that. But if I'm not feeling it, if it doesn't come natural, if I'm trying to force things, I just kind of move on. you probably, when you're first starting, should force a few things to force yourself to kind of look deeper, but there's no harm in just moving on to the next idea. So this one, we have sight, smell, touch, taste, sound, gift bags. So good amount of search volume for this. It just took off. So when I see something like this, when it's in the gutter and it takes off, it tells me it probably just went viral on TikTok this year or Instagram or something like that. So with that being said, sales and traffic could be coming from TikTok. So you got to be aware of that, as well as it could be a trend that goes away, but it also could be something that stays for a long time. And the upside is if you get in early, well, it's just going to keep growing over time because it's fun. So you just need to kind of learn what this stuff is, which I have zero idea what this is. So it looks like it's for birthday, anniversary, Mother's Day. So just gifts. Okay, so these are just the bags. And you just add stuff in there? What is going on with this one? Bags. What else do they buy with it? So 300 plus bot here. Okay, we got different variations. So that idea is out the window, right? Because, if there's only one color, you can just make a ton of more colors here. And this really took off here in April, looks like, or before that even. It's a very new product. Happy birthday card for this one. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. Sight, smell, touch, taste, sound. Gift bags, gift ideas. Okay, so we have candles. That makes sense. Funny gifts. Yeah, I don't know. I'll let you guys have that one. My brain can't handle this one right now, but go deeper on that. Figure that out, right? Of course, I go to this and it's pumps. Baby Buddha wearable cups. Okay, it must be a brand. Buddha baby. Okay, it's a brand. So instantly out on that one here. Airplane bed for toddler. Going down. Oh, it's for the actual airplane. I thought it'd be like a decorative little bed with a, plane shaped here. Airplane stuff's kind of tough. We've looked into this stuff before with other stuff that kind of folds the chairs, all that good stuff. I've read a lot of reviews where airlines could refuse you using these things, or they're not FAA approved or shaped correctly, all that good stuff. So that always scared me away from stuff like this. Plus, it's a pretty complex product as far as it making sure it works right. We'd see 4.1 here, 4.1 here. This one's 4.9, but only 17 reviews, so those are probably just propped up. 4.0 here. So we see a portable, foldable toddler travel bed. So this probably gets out of the airplane stuff into more of the travel for toddler stuff, which might be an interesting rabbit hole. So we see the top search term right here, toddler bed, 191,000 searches per month. So when your competition's here that you're going to compete with this is too much, guys. Like, this is way too much unless you have millions of dollars to kind of back it up and have the inventory to back something like this. To compete, you need years of time to get there as well. But when I see stuff like this, think niche down, okay? Think longer tailed keywords in that 2,000 to 5,000 range. So we see Hiccup Pop Inflatable, I'm guessing it's a brand, inflatable toddler travel bed here. So the travel bed, it's inflatable, right? So this is different than a toddler bed, right? Because a toddler bed could be stationary, could be wooden, could just be a mattress, but inflatable toddler travel bed is a totally different use case, right? It's for traveling. It's easy to fold up, put away, storage for camping, all that good stuff. So we see a car one right here, 1K plus bot up here. Hiccup Pop must be a big brand when it comes to this. So you have a cheaper one here. So this brand power obviously gives it a better price point because they're a brand, right? People respect them. They trust them so they can, buy that. Plus the reviews are insanely good. We see a cheaper one here, a little bit of cheaper one here. I go down, we see a car one, 900 plus bot here for this. So my brain would instantly go to other shapes and sizes, whether that's a car, whether it's a dinosaur, giraffe, what kids want. This one does pretty well here. Car one's 50 bucks. $70 here. So let's go into this one, 900 plus bot. I think we've looked into something similar before. I'm not sure if that was at the client or on YouTube here, but let's go see all keywords real quick to see if there's any rabbit holes we can go down to. So we see toddler travel bed, 18,000 here. Okay, so goes up pretty high. Your ceiling's pretty high for something like this. Race car bed, toddler car bed, blow up toddler bed, cars bed, inflatable car bed, 1,500 here. Kid beds for boys. So maybe go down the bed for boys. Okay, that's going to be, we went travel. I'm going to stay in the travel section. Travel bed for kids. That's going to be pretty similar to the last keyword here. Hot Wheels. Obviously, you can't do the Hot Wheels one because of IP. I don't know. I feel like there's room here as far as different designs and shapes and things like that, but I'm not seeing it. So we're going to get out of there. Okay, blind date with a book. What is this? Reading list. What do you do with this? Okay, so it's just like a gift almost. Instead of going on a real date, you're just reading a book, which is, it's fine. Sometimes you need to do that. I get it. No A+ content. What are you guys, rookies? All right, 29. Okay, let's go to search volume. This seems to be new. Seems to be something trending. Yeah, we can see it just pops up out of nowhere. Saw it on TikTok. Gift ideas here. This one, again, early, but what I hate about this one is everything is so noisy, right? Everybody kind of looks the same. You know, they're not the same. Everything kind of just, there's so much noise with all the stuff in the hero images. And when you can't put something out there, it maybe is better value, better bundle, is different, but it won't catch anybody's eye because everything is so busy. It's kind of rendered useless because you can't stand out and stick out. So I hate that for this. And I would need to know more about this to kind of figure out what it's missing. So this could be a good opportunity for someone who understands this product. That's the cool thing too. If you understand the product better than I do, you have the advantage. I might just skim over it and you're like, oh, I got one of these and it was missing XYZ. This could have been way better, blah, blah, blah. I saw it on TikTok too. So do people gift this with like, do people give you a book and then wrap it with this? Oh, they actually send you a book. Oh, these are supplies. This one's actually a book. Anybody else at a used bookstore, this is your ticket. You could do something like this because people don't want to think about the book. They just want it to be a surprise and all that good stuff. And people who are readers too, who hate picking new books, they could just buy this too for themselves. That's interesting because you could, if you have access to used books. Let's go to the best sellers list here. Where are you at, bestsellers? Here we are. Okay, and let's go to books and we can pick anything, right? These could be our variations. So could we go in romance? Okay, and we see the top selling books for romance here. Want to avoid the audiobooks, of course. And then let's just grab Throne of Glass here just to pick one here. And then we go down to paperback. See if there's any used. Okay. And then $4.36 it's used, $4 delivery. So this costs you $8 here. And then with supplies, you can wrap it yourself, right? This could be a little business. Supplies, you can get these from Alibaba or a Chinese manufacturer anywhere. You can wrap and set these all things together. So say these costs, I don't know, all these supplies say it costs $5, $6 landed. So the book's 14. You sell it for, where's that book at, guys? You sell it for 30 or something like that. Let's say 30 and it costs you $14. You can use this bestsellers list to go find other books in there to know that they're popular and that people like them, right? You don't want to give them crappy books. You want to give them something that has a little bit of social proof. But if we go into here, profitable calculator here, I said landed here, so we don't have to worry about the shipping here because that's included in the final price. So say it's $14, it's $40, $12, 31.2. I'm sure you can get books cheaper as well. If you don't get them shipped to you too, you save $4 if you're in a bigger city. Man, I kind of really like that idea. We're putting that down. We're doing it. So here, blind date with a book, go back. I think this was the other one was a little cheaper as it gets more popular. This could work. We're gonna grab here, blind date. And Amazon too, I'm not sure how that works, but since you don't know the actual book in there, you don't have to register that as a book and get proof or the ability to sell it. Because, if you sell a book on Amazon, there could be an approval process, everything like that to become an actual seller of that book. But if it's a mystery book, I don't see how that wouldn't get through. That's interesting. This price came down too. And it could be you can wrap a ton of these and send them in FBA and it really would be a mystery, right? You wouldn't even know what book they're getting when it comes to that. That's a wild idea. An actual book included. Okay, blind date. Okay. I don't know. Everything's improved, right? It's a bundle here. And then over here, buy wrapping from manufacturer, get used books from local source, wrap a ton, send into FBA, sell. Small right now, but think that's a pricing issue. And if niche keeps growing, could be something cool. Good thing about this one is you can test small. You can send in 10 to 20 of each category of books and test. As it gets bigger, you can just make more. Yeah, that one's interesting, guys. Someone's got the time for that one. I like that. Just it's a cheap test, right? You can even get the supplies off Amazon if you really wanted to. I don't recommend it because you are paying a little bit of a premium. But for a couple, I don't know, $200 to $400, you can get some real data to see if a product like that works. So that's what I mean by getting creative too. Like, who's going to do that, right? You have an advantage over a lot of people. And if you figure it out and get really good at it and get a book source and figure that part out with it too, you can just get bigger faster because you've got a competitive advantage because you know the market, you know how it works. You can put these things together and create a business from that. Again, there's risk here. It could not work. The book part of it too is a little interesting, but something if I saw 8 years ago, I'd definitely be trying this out. But that's it for this one, guys. We only got 2 ideas from this. That's how product research works. Put 30 minutes in, an hour in, you get 2 reasonably good product ideas. That's a win. So don't get discouraged if you didn't fill up your list. Even if you didn't find anything, that's part of the process. It happens to me all the time where these videos I put in are utterly useless because I can't even find one product during that session. But that's why I like to say product research an hour or so a day, and you do that for 15 to 30 days, like you're gonna find something. So it just takes time. If you guys want to see the first part of this I did with the other 2 ideas, I'll put that link down in the description, as well as you want to use Helium 10, I'll put a discount code down below as well. If you guys like this video, it's actually valuable to you and you want me to keep just kind of building off this, let me know. That way I have a little bit more momentum and motivation and sit down and do this type of video. Otherwise, guys, we'll see you in the next one.